Hi, I'm called Bonnie. The Law 5 of 48 Laws of Power states that so much depends on reputation. Guide it with your life. The judgment for this law is reputation is the cornerstone of power. Through reputation alone, you can intimidate and win. Once it slips, however, you are vulnerable and will be attacked on all sides. Make your reputation unassailable. Always be alert to potential attacks and draft them before they happen. Meanwhile, learn to destroy your enemies by opening holes in their reputation. Then stand aside and let public opinion hand them. The story Robert Greene used to back this law is during China's War of the Three Kingdoms 207 to 265 AD, there was an army general called Chiku Lin. He won so many battles by using psychology, tricks, and strategy. He controlled the Chu kingdom, and one day he dispatched his soldiers to faraway camps and left few soldiers with him. News reached him that his enemy, called Sima Yi, is coming with 150,000 soldiers to kill him. Chuku knew that the soldiers he has is barely 100. So he ordered them to take off the flag down and open the city gates. Then they hide themselves. So when the enemy soldiers were approaching, they saw Chuku sitting on the top of the city wall, unbothered and so calm. For once, it crossed Simayi's mind that Chuku was really alone and desperate. His soldiers wanted to enter the city gates, but Simayi ordered them to retreat because he knew that Chuku has reputation of using psychology, tricks, and strategy to win wars. So what can we learn from this? Whatever your hands finds to do, do it well. If everyone is putting in 10% effort, put in 20% effort. You must stand out in your work. I have this quote in my upcoming book which says, why be ordinary? Whilst you can go a little extra to become extraordinary. Become so good in your work that even if you are afraid, timid, or do mistakes, no one will realize it. Do you know the Portuguese pianist Maria João Perez? In 1999, she was scheduled at last minute to play at a concert. She prepared the wrong notes, so she had to play the original note off head. Although she did one or two mistakes, but it was so good to the point that she went viral for it. Become so good at your work. And this is the video for Maria.
A pro pianist just realized she learned the wrong piece.
That's left in the last season. I'm sure you'll do that. You know it too well.
she was shocked because she was expecting us to play another concerto.
Her expression is priceless.
The point: learn to destroy your enemies by opening holes in their own reputation, then stand aside and let public opinion hang them. This is the story Robert Greene used to back that point. In 1841, there was a young man called P.T. Barnum. He was trying to build a reputation as American premium showman. He decided to purchase American Museum at Manhattan and turn it to showmanship. But the problem was he had no money and the museum was selling at $15,000. So he wrote a proposal and added some collateral to the head of the American Museum. So they agreed verbally and decided to loan the place to Barnum. But at last minute, the head of the American Museum changed their mind and sold it to Pearl's Museum. The head of the American Museum explained to Barnum that Pearl's Museum has reputation for museums. Barnum was so angry, so he decided to ruin the reputation of Pearl's Museum. He wrote letters to newspapers and all kind of propaganda. The propaganda was so effective that American Museum refunded Pearl's Museum money and sold it to Barnum. So what can we learn from this? If you have an opponent who has more money, influence, and connection, you have to create doubt in his reputation to do that particular job. Doubt is a powerful weapon. Once you let it out, it will shake your opponent a little. Your opponent can deny the rumor or even say you are jealous of him or her, but a little bit of suspicion will remain. And if you see that your opponent has become so defensive, then it means that your formula is working on him or her. On the other hand, your opponent might decide to ignore you, but it will create mixed feelings in people's mind that whether the rumor is true or false. Secondly, Robert Greene said, if you have reputation and your opponent also has reputation, if your opponent tries to ruin your own reputation, brush it off with laughter, make joke out of it. First, it weakens your opponent's reputation, and also it will make people know that you have good sense of humor. Note, do not sound defensive. It shows insecurities or guilt conscience. On the contrary, When you have reputation and someone who has no reputation tries to attack you or create doubt in your own reputation, do not respond to the person. Ignore the person, because the moment you respond to it, you are giving the person publicity. But the moment you realize that the doubt or the propaganda is gaining publicity itself, then you respond to it by making a joke out of it. Just make fun of the propaganda. Again, Robert Greene said that if there is some truth in the propaganda and it brings you down, associate yourself with someone in your field who has higher reputation and run your work through that person before you bring it out for authenticity. For an instant, when you work in a lab and you have found that you always bring inaccurate results or tests, before you bring any test out, run it through someone who has higher reputation in that field before you bring it out. Through that process, you can gain your own reputation back. The reversal law of law 5 states that there is no possible reversal. Reputation is critical. There are no exceptions to this law. Perhaps not caring what others think of you, you gain a reputation for insolence and arrogance. But that can be a valuable image in itself. Oscar Wilde used it to great advantage. Since we must live in society and must depend on the opinions of others, there is nothing to be gained by neglecting your reputation. By not caring how you are perceived, you let others decide this for you. Be the master of your own fate and also your reputation. Let me explain. Robert Greene is saying that there is no reversal law for this because reputation has power like magic. It comes before your actual presence. Your reputation will arrive at the scene before you present yourself at the scene. Your reputation alone will do 80% of the work before you come. One instant, when Beyonce is having a show, the crowd will go there before Beyonce show up. Why? Beyonce reputation makes the crowd happy to wait for her. They don't mind because the reputation alone makes them happy to wait for her. So Robert Greene is saying that reputation is like a treasure. Protect it with everything. Don't lose guard. No, don't. Thank you.